The season to give thanks. This is the time of year when we reflect on those who help make a difference in our lives, all for the better. Hello everyone, I'm Jason Newton. Welcome to 11 TV Hill. This year will be much different for Thanksgiving compared to 2020. Vaccines make it safer to see our loved ones and family. And with that, more people plan to travel for the holiday. But the message behind Thanksgiving remains the same. This morning, we honor some of our hometown heroes, many of whom were on the front lines during the height of the pandemic. As we talk about people and positions that we are very thankful for, teachers are right there at the top of the list, including Maryland Teacher of the Year, Brianna Ross. She is from Deer Park Middle Magnet School. Thanks for making time for us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
For people who don't understand what teachers went through last year through COVID and having to be not in person, now bring the kids back, I mean, it's been a heck of a year.
It has been a heck of a year. I've learned this year, I've always known it, but teachers are the most resilient human beings on this planet. It was definitely a very difficult year trying to transition to at home, remote learning, then hybrid learning, and now this year returning back into buildings where our students have experienced a lot, teachers have experienced a lot. There's been a lot of trauma, but what we're seeing in classrooms now is that even in spite of all the difficulty, teachers are still finding ways to bring joy into the classrooms, to really reclaim their purpose and make sure that instruction is equitable and accessible for all of our students.
How did you sort of have to recreate yourself through last year? I mean, you had to relate to kids and barely, in some cases, not even see them if their cameras weren't on.
Yeah, and in many of the cases that was definitely the case. And it was really about figuring out what works best. So for teachers, I'm in my 7th year, but I know 15, 20 years, veteran year educators who were having to recreate the wheel and create brand new lesson plans and really start over from scratch. So what I think happened last year for all of us is that it really stretched our capacity. Even though it was not ideal, I do not know an educator who was not better for it. Our toolboxes are full of all kinds of strategies and skills now because of what we had to endure last year.
It's impressive because I always say teachers never went to school to become distant teachers.
No.
They came to do it in person. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, between you and the administrators, you really had to come up with a game plan, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was like redesigning school. Everything has been like a redesigning of school. And especially this year, I think one of the things that we're seeing right now is that the return to school, I think we thought things were going to be sort of business as usual. And I can say that it's not usual. This is definitely not normal. And so what I think we're going to see in the next couple of years is really a paradigm shift in education in terms of what we do and what changes need to be made. What are the things that we can take from last year, some of our best practices, because things are definitely different. Our students have returned to school with a lot of things that they've experienced in the last year. So I think we're going to see some major shifts in our education landscape over the next few years.
Describe the first day of school this year when you got to see the faces and shake the hands or at least bump the fists with the kids.
Just joy, joy, even though it's faces behind the mask, that was okay. I think just being able to be back with students, I think there was not a teacher that I know who didn't just miss that, right? Like, it was nice to be home, but I think we really did just miss like being with the kids and seeing them and having that interaction. I know that one of the reasons I became a teacher is that I feel like my most authentic self when I'm in the classroom, and that's not the same when I'm doing it in my bedroom at home. It's not the same teaching that way. And so coming back into the classroom really felt like sort of stepping back into like what felt like a good groove. So it was nice. First day of school was wonderful.
And what about for the kids? Do you feel like they were absorbing it better when they're able to see you in the same room with them?
Oh, absolutely. I think what I'm seeing now, I learned that last year we really had to slow things down, and now we're able to like pick up the pace a little bit. And it's just different. It's not the same when we're home and sort of distracted by the other things going at home versus being in the classroom. So I think our kids have really valued coming back into the building, and not just for the education, but also just for the connection, to see their friends, to socialize again, especially at the middle school level when that part is so important developmentally. There was definitely some things that the kids missed about being in the building.
All right, that's Miss Brianna Ross. Thank you so much for your time. We are thankful for you and other teachers out there here in Maryland.
Thank you very much.
Certainly. Well, if there are unsung heroes, not just in Maryland, but across the country right now, who are positive and are people that we're grateful for, it's nurses, and James Gannon is one of them. In fact, Nurse of the Year over at Sinai. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Just tell me the life of a nurse right now, getting through last year and still getting through this year. What's it been like?
It's been busy. It's been unbelievably busy. It's indescribable, really. We're thrown in so many different directions over the past year with when the pandemic started. The uncertainty, not knowing, brought fear. But then, I think as a nurse or nurses in general, we just said, this is our calling. This is what we've trained for. And we have a job to get done, and let's get in there and do it.
And you really got tossed in pretty quickly with the special task force that the governor put out. Describe, what was that all about?
Yeah, so Governor Hogan had asked for hospital systems to develop strike teams to go into nursing homes right at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. And LifeBridge Health rose to the cause. And I was asked if I'd volunteer to be a part of the task force. So at the very beginning, before we really had any information, we were going into these nursing homes where we were seeing overwhelming numbers of residents becoming infected, and assisting the staff in how to safely care for them and assessing what needed to happen within those nursing homes. And we just provided the staff with the education, the manpower, and the support to get through those early stages of the pandemic.
I think we're grateful for nurses because it just seems like you just keep going. And my curiosity is, what do you do to care for yourself and for each other after a period like this?
Yeah, there's a sense of community amongst nurses. It's undescribable, where we just have different ways of thinking. We have different ways of communicating with each other, different senses of humor even. And, during the pandemic, it was difficult, to be honest. We had ourselves at work, but then we're all kind of separated and isolated at home. So, family was crucially important. I'm fortunate. I have two small boys that really, when I got home, they just took me out of the world, and I was able to live in this world of a 2 and a 3 or a 2 and a 4-year-old or a 3 and a 5-year-old now. And that really just kept me going.
Sure. Tell me about your outlook right now. We have antiviral pills are coming on the market. We have people getting booster shots at this point. I mean, did you see us getting here right now? And what do you think about going forward?
Yeah, of course. The medical community is resilient. We are going to figure out a way to deal with whatever comes our way. As far as where are we now, I think COVID is going to be around. It's now turned into an endemic, and it's something that we're going to have to live with in some respects, just like any other virus. It may be seasonal. We'll continue to work to develop treatments and hopefully, make this more survivable. And it has become more survivable over, just this past year and a half. We have so many new treatments coming out and vaccines and what have you that are really proven to be helpful and effective.
All right, that's James Gannon. He's LifeBridge's Nurse of the Year this year. We are grateful and thankful for all the work that not only you, but your entire staff and nurses really across the country, around the world are doing right now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.